As an avid anime consumer, it's very rare when I watch a piece of anime media and it forces me to take real life action. I mean, imagine if I did that every time I watched an isekai series. I would be randomly jumping out into the street to hug Truck-kun. Kaguya-Sama Love is War, The First Kiss That Never Ends changed my life. As much cringe as that sounds, I genuinely mean every word. But before we get to that dramatic part of the video, let me break down the things I really love about this film. So, Revi, take it away. Firstly, the comedy was on point. Something about Kaguya flexing on best girl Hayazaka, she French kissed Shirogane. Kaguya's comedy is so unhinged, such as when Dr. San was confessing he got a girl pregnant at 16 and he continues saying that his son did the same, and then lastly he's like, oh shoot, my grandson is also 16 this year. And it cuts to Tsubasa and Nagisa walking into a love hotel. The comedy is like Gintama, where you know the punchline is coming, but when it comes, there's still like a creative spin every time. Secondly, we again follow the 4-step storytelling method we see in past Kaguya series. Step A. Fujiwara sets up the whole scenario. Step B. Ishii God throws in a witty comment. Step C. Shirogane is either losing his shit or bouncing off directly off Kaguya's comments. And then lastly, it ends with Miko walking into what seems like a crime scene. What the hell? Now, apart from the peak comedy and the masterful 4-step storytelling, one other thing I really appreciated was the small details and symbolism sprinkled throughout this film. One thing I really liked is how President was able to pick up on the small intricacies of Kaguya's changed personality. He was able to see that Kaguya's personality went back to her Ice Princess ways. The cool thing too is that out of all the student council members, he was the only one that picked up on this. This is to show that he deeply cares about Kaguya and knows her personally well. I liken this to how you interact with your best friend. When you're around them physically, you kind of are able to read their body language and you're able to pick up all these different unspoken cues. To regular people, they just seem like a normal person, but to you, you're able to see if your friend is super happy, pissed off, or tired. This shows the bond between Shirogane and Kaguya are on a whole different level. Now, the symbolism I really messed with was the half moon and the half mask. But if we're talking about halves, I also want to talk about a deal where you're able to get half off. This video is brought to you by Factor. Hey, sometimes you're hella busy in life and you don't want to pay $25 for takeout. So that's why I turned to Factor, who provides you fresh, ready-to-made meals delivered straight to your doorstep. They got some master chefs whipping up some fresh, never frozen, really healthy meals. I actually got sick the other week, so Factor really came through. I didn't have to order unhealthy takeout or push myself to cook for myself in my weakened state. I just popped in one of these bad boys in the microwave for 2 minutes and boom, you're blessed with a good ass meal. Thank you, Factor, and if you want to bless yourself too, use my link down below, copy and paste that code for 50% off your first box. I love Factor, I love you. Now let's get back to the video. The half moon symbolism was brilliant because it was pretty much a double entendre. Firstly, it was a nod to the Japanese folktale, The Tale of a Bamboo Cutter, where Kaguya is name derived from, and where the moon also played a big role in the story. The half moon also represented something deeper. It was Kaguya's and Shirogane's deepest insecurities of not being truly themselves. Shirogane shared that after his mother abandoned him, he became obsessed with academics and showcasing he is worthy of the president position at this elite high school. Kaguya, coming from one of the most powerful Japanese families, couldn't be vulnerable, and even if she did, it would push other people away. So, in the context of romance, Kaguya and Shirogane didn't want to show this whole other half of the moon, because if they did, they felt they would be pushing the other person away. And bruh, that's when it really hit me. I am like Kaguya and Shirogane at this point of the story. Long story short, in college, I had this girl that I really liked in this college club I was part of. So naturally, I told one of my trusted senpais about it, and he was so hyped and he's like, yo, you got this, man. I'm cheering you on. And then, the next thing you know, this same senpai backstabbed me, and started dating the girl I had a crush on. Even worse, after they made their whole dating news official, this sick individual asked me to meet up with them in person and straight up asked me, "How do you feel now that I'm dating this person?" What the fuck? So after that, for years, I started to develop this inferiority complex. I concluded this senpai was able to take this girl away from me because I wasn't manly enough, didn't have a lot of success, and didn't have confidence. So I went down this path of personal development, and not gonna lie, I was able to elevate my whole life as a whole. I landed a well-paying job, bought myself a nice condo, ate at all of the best restaurants in New York City, bought a nice watch, nice clothes, the whole shebang. But the one thing I always struggled with was romance. So when I finally watched this Kaguya-Sama movie, it all clicked for me. I always wanted to seem perfect and didn't want to show my potential romantic partner all my ugly sides. Like Shirogane, I wanted to showcase capability and reliance. Like Kaguya, I had pride and was guarded emotionally. But despite these two being hurt so much in the past, this ugly side was what drove them to love each other. Near the end of the movie, Shirogane says something very crucial to Kaguya. He said, "Originally, I thought you looked down on people and you were keeping your distance from others." But he realized that Kaguya did this because she didn't want to hurt anyone. Thus, this was something he found attractive in Kaguya, and Kaguya felt really touched because she felt this was a weakness for her. So after I saw these two amazing people officially become a couple, it gave me hope as well. Maybe, just maybe, I could find a girl that could love me for who I am, love every identity and sides of myself. This movie gave me hope, and ultimately it motivated me to start therapy because I had so much to unpack from my childhood and also with my whole mindset around romance. And as of recording this video, I'm 1 month into my treatment and I'm really happy about my progression. I know once I overcome this, I will be even closer to finding the one. It will take some time, but it's all good because love is war.